Yo, what's going on YouTube? You've got Techno here, your coach of the Carolina Pantherians, bringing you our GBA Season 4 Week 10, no, Week 9, there we go, Week 9 Team Builder versus Goldoa Dragon, coach of the New York Empoleons. So, before we get into this video, I just want to say a huge thank you to everybody who supported me on the last video. The comments you guys left on this video and the introduction video on the GBA channel, just so unreal, and I'm very grateful for all of you who have been checking out my videos, and I hope you guys do continue to be entertained by them in the future. Now, going into this week, now we are currently 3-5, which is not a record that I want to have, obviously. We've only taken one loss, and last week was pretty heartbreaking for us, just barely missing out on that win. But this week we do kind of hope to turn it around, but we are up against a team that is 6-2. Now, Goldoa, he's a very cool dude. I've seen him around quite a bit, and he's doing really well considering that he's kind of inexperienced in the league format. He's only been in like 2 leagues before this, I believe. So big props to him because he is just doing very well with a pretty good team that you guys will be able to see on the screen right here. So as you guys can see, his team does indeed consist of mons such as just pulling it up: Victini, Mega Venusaur, Dugtrio, Milotic, Gardevoir, Bisharp, Ditto, Tornadus Incarnate, Vikavolt, Haxorus, and Gigalith. Now, Tornadus Incarnate and Haxorus are, of course, his 2 Z users, so that's something I'm going to have to keep in mind going into this. But overall, his team's defensively threatening and offensively threatening, which is pretty annoying. But I think that the team that I have will be able to break through it like pretty decently. So let's just get right into what we do end up bringing. So first mon I decided I was going to bring is something that can kind of sweep through his entire team, break holes in it, and also just deal with Mega Venusaur, because I was pretty nervous for Mega Venusaur, just considering a few mons on my team. That's going to be our Aerodactyl right here, with Substitute, Stone Edge, Earthquake, and Aerial Ace with Adamant, Max Attack, 156 in Speed, because 190 is all I need to outspeed a Max Speed Dugtrio, and then everything else I just kind of put in HP and defense. Now, this thing is overall just a very solid mon versus him for a couple of different reasons that I already went into, you guys saw. This thing outspeeds everything, obviously, because it is Mega Aerodactyl, and it also resists a couple of key mons. Resists Dugtrio's Earthquake, or it's immune to it, obviously, which is really good for me. Really nice versus mons like Victini and Tornadus Incarnate too, as they're not able to do too much damage to me, and I'm just able to revenge them right back and possibly get off big damage on something else no matter what. I'm rocking Substitute on this thing because there are a few situations where I believe that he will switch out on this. I will be able to get up a sub, and I will be able to take advantage of all that versus mons like Milotic. I'm expecting Flamor Milotic, but if that doesn't come, that's still totally fine. I still have a couple of other ways I can deal with it. Flamor Milotic, it's annoying for me because I'm not really able to break it with my physical mons, but my special mons and just other ways I have to break it are kind of like alright, especially because Flamethrower or Flame Orb damage over time, it's not like I'm pretty like alright with it just taking Flame Orb damage over time, and hoping that that will be enough to just kind of break through that mon. So that's going to be our Aerodactyl this week. Perfect coverage for his entire team, basically. Nothing really resists every one of these moves, and almost everything just dies to the spawn. So I thought it would be a pretty obvious bring this week. Now, next one we have is going to be our Choice Scarf Alolan Persian with Foul Play, Hidden Power Fighting, Parting Shot, and Knockoff. I meant to have switcheroo on that. I'm not sure why I had Knockoff, but as we'll see, I have 248 HP, 232 in Speed, and 24 in Special Attack. Now, the reason I'm bringing this is because otherwise, if I don't bring this, a Dragon Dance Haxorus will indeed just run through my entire team. It can DD up on quite a few mons on my team, unfortunately, and also, it's like, without the mons, the only mons I have on my team that will outspeed it are my Aerodactyl. Obviously, I can't put a Scarf on that thing, Raichu, and this thing. Now, Raichu, it's not very good this matchup in general. It's walled by Venusaur and walled by Haxorus, which are both 2 big mons that I'm kind of worried about. Even the Vikavolt I'm pretty worried about as well, so I don't think that that's ideal. Also gets trapped by Dugtrio. It's just not a great mon this matchup, so I decided that my best option would just be a Scarf Foul Play Persian, because at full HP, it does 95% minimum to a +1 Haxorus, and then I have other ways. Like, my game plan doesn't really involve me having the Haxorus at complete 100% HP. If that happens, then I'm going to have to rely on a roll, but I don't think that that's too much of an issue for my team. I think that I should always be in a position where Haxorus isn't at full HP if I just play correctly. So that's what I kind of have like in mind going into this. I decided I would have HP fighting on this thing because Bisharp is annoying for me. I have a lot of prep for Bisharp for a lot of lot of different reasons, because I'm just kind of nervous about Bisharp, because if it goes for SD or anything and gets off sucker punches, you guys can see my team. It's not like I'm not great versus it, but I'm not horrible versus it. I've got my counters, but yeah, just want to make sure that I am properly prepared for that thing. So yeah, Persian this game, hopefully it'll come in clutch versus the Haxorus. That's the idea, because I'm sure Dragon Dance Haxorus is going to come for many reasons. Next up, we have our Nidoking. I actually put Flamethrower on this thing. I'll get into why in a second, but you guys can see we have Focus Sash Nidoking with Flamethrower, Earth Power, Stealth Rocks, and Thunderbolt. Now, this is my dedicated lead every time going into this battle. I don't see any situation where this thing won't be my lead. The coverage it has can hit basically everything that's offensive versus me, which would like break me down to my sash. Anything defensive, I'm planning to just set up rocks on, so I'm totally cool with that. Thunderbolt does quite a bit of damage to my Melodic, which is also good. This is kind of like a secondary breaker of it. Even though it doesn't do too much, it does the damage I need to where it'll be in range of other mons on my team. Mainly my Emboar, which we'll get into in a sec. But I put Flamethrower on this thing because I'm honestly very scared of Vikavolt and Air Balloon Bisharp. For both of those mons, like, I think that they both have a lot of merit versus my team. Vikavolt, if I'm not expecting it, then it can like run an agility set, and I'm not sure if agility actually outspeeds my Aerodactyl. Like always, I think it should. It would make sense if it did. But yeah. Nidoking with Flamethrower is going to kind of be able to deal with that to an extent. If he thinks that he will just be able to set up on me, then nope, I've got the Flamethrower, and I'll just be able to do a lot of damage to him and possibly pick him off with something else that doesn't just die to the hit, which will probably end up being this Jirachi right here with Sub, Zen Headbutt, Drain Punch, and Iron Head. Now, you guys saw I originally had Toxic Spikes on Nidoking. I got rid of them because I knew that Venusaur was going to come in on this thing every time, or on the Nidoking every time, or my Azumarill, and I just wasn't feeling Toxic Spikes. I felt Flamethrower would be a lot better, but the idea was Toxic Spikes plus Sub Iron Head with Rachi, and just kind of do work to his team. Now, the only issue with this set is that I'm not able to kill the Victini with anything, obviously, but there's still a lot of good things about this set. For one, subbing on like anything that happens, like Dugtrio coming in, I'm cool with getting a sub up and then just going right for Zen Headbutt, possibly OHKOing that thing. Mega Venusaur, this is another good breaker for Mega Venusaur. Zen Headbutt obviously does a lot, over 50%, like almost every time. And then everything else just kind of can get flinched down, which, as shitty as that is to say, that's kind of just how this Jirachi works. Now, I'm actually stumbling on my words here, just bear with me. Versus the Bisharp, I'm not too worried about it because unless it's Life Orb, which I don't think it will be, I think it'll probably be Air Balloon this game or something like that to deal with my Aerodactyl. We'll see how that goes in the battle actually, but I don't think, unless it's Life Orb Adamant or Black Glasses or something, it can't kill me with anything. I can go for Drain Punch right back, just OHKO that thing, so that's always great for me. And then overall, this thing's just very nice versus him. Getting off those flinches, like while scummy, it definitely helps. So we'll see if we're able to do that this game. Now, next mon we have is going to be our Choice Scarf Emboar. Just barely hitting enough speed so that we can outspeed a max speed Dugtrio with Flare Blitz, Wild Charge, Head Smash, and Superpower. Now, this thing shouldn't need too much explanation. This thing's kind of just like my main breaker on the team. One of my best breakers, so that mons like Aerodactyl can come in later and just win the game. Now, obviously, I do have my Scarf Persian, however, both of them are completely different Scarfers. It's not really a dual Scarfer situation. It's definitely very different. Persian is just it's just my main check to the Haxorus, and then Emboar is a big breaker versus his team, so that's all very good. Now, I had to run Scarf because if not, then Dugtrio would just trap me. Shed Shell wasn't ideal because I'd still want to outspeed mons like Victini, even Mega Venusaur if it is like a lot of speed on that thing, as well as mons like Bisharp. I always want to be able to outspeed Bisharp because this is a Sucker Punch resist, so that's always going to be nice for me. And yeah, Emboar is just very good this game. I'm very excited to use it because I think that this is a game where it does have a lot of potential. Last game it did destroy Cresselia, but I really like Emboar and I want to just use it even more. And then the last one we have, you guys will see, is Paraslong, Whirlpool, Skull Protect, Wikiberry, Azumarill, max HP, max defense. Now, the reason I have this set is because, one, I want a Victini switch in, so in theory, I probably should have just ran Thick Fat on this thing, but either way, it's totally fine. Two, I'm really trying to bait into my Melodic or the Venusaur with this thing. Now, I can go for Whirlpool, get off big damage on the Venusaur, or nice chip over time. I don't think there will ever be a situation where I'm going to stay in versus Venusaur, but getting off Whirlpool damage and then going into something like Jirachi to threaten him, it's part of my big game plan. Melodic, if he thinks that I'm offensive because I'm not leftovers, that's the reason I have Wikiberry over that. I'm not leftovers because I don't want him to think that like I'm automatically a Paraslong set, so I just have the Wikiberry. to kind of bait like maybe an assault vest set or a bandit set or something like that. I can parasong that thing, and then he can't dragon tail me out, obviously, because I'm a fairy type. I can just parasong, and that'll be all really good for me. Scald on this thing is just there because I wanted to move that could burn stuff, quite simply. Scald's a great move. And yeah, this is Zoomer's just really nice versus him. Having Protect versus mons like Tornadus is also really good in case they want to go for the Z move. But yeah, that's going to be our team this week. I hope you guys like kind of understand what I'm trying to do with this team. I'm kind of trying to break down a couple of mons on his team so that other mons like Aerodactyl can just win the game. Jirachi is really good at just flinching things down on his team, obviously, because that's what Jirachi does. Hopefully, it'll make up for last week where it didn't do the dirt that it needed to. But yeah, so Goldoa, very excited to play him. I think that it will be a very fun match. Hopefully, we are able to pull away with a W. And yeah, hope you guys enjoyed this team builder, and I will see you guys tomorrow with the battle. So, peace out.